the magical world and its inhabitants. Any work of fiction creates its own universe, which is different from the real one, whether it is the Marvel universe or a light rom-com with Reese Witherspoon. Admittedly, in the case of Marvel, it's easy for us to understand that this world is unreal. So let's start by defining what is so special about the multifaceted Harry Potter universe and what laws it exists according to. Firstly, we don't see many magical places where wizards are concentrated. There's Hogwarts, the Ministry of Magic's land-laid Mangos Hospital, Gringotts Bank, and that's pretty much it. Where, for example, Nora or Shell Cottage, Bill and Fleur lived we don't know. But it seems that many wizards live among muggles, judging by Godric's Hollow or, for example, the Rild, Evans and Snape families. The big magical institutions are hidden from muggle eyes. Hogwarts is disguised so that to muggles it looks like a dilapidated, doomed ruin unless a wizard lets them. Mangles Hospital is hidden inside an abandoned department and to immediately need either a phone booth or a public toilet. By the way, not only magical establishments are hidden, but for example, portkeys are also camouflaged. They look like normal muggle things, like old junk, so they won't be picked up. Also, in the magical world, there is Azkaban, which is positioned as a scary place from which it is impossible to escape. But in fact, throughout the story, the only people who escape from it are Sirius Black, Barty Crouch, Jar Bellatrix, the head of the Eaters. It's such a cardboard prison. Wizards live longer than muggles, but still the population of pureblood wizards is very small, and if you trace the genealogical tree, they all end up being related. Even Gary and Voldemort, they are descended from the Peverell brothers who lived in the 12th century or so, namely Ignotus and Cadmus. The published family tree of the Blacks indicates that they are related to the Crabs, Macmillans, Bulstrode, Flints, Burkes, Longbottoms, Crouches, Yaxleys, and Potters. And of course, Sirius Black is the cousin of Bellatrix Lestrange, Narcissa Malfoy, and Nymphadora Tonks, as well as a third cousin to Arthur and Molly Weasley. There is only one boarding school in England, Hogwarts, which is responsible for the education of young magical offspring. There are also Charmbaton and Durmstrang, but we don't know about other schools. Hogwarts is modeled on English boarding schools to make it easier for English readers to associate themselves with the school. Hogwarts students usually live at Hogwarts and go home for holidays. It is a huge, monumental structure with many floors, staircases, passages and spaces that are in Great Hall of Hogwarts is enchanted so that it always matches the weather outside. The three faculties live very much at peace, while Slytherin is constantly proving to be a troublemaker. By the way, Joanne Rowling stated that not all Slytherins are bad people, and specifically introduced Horace Slughorn to show these. Despite the fact that Hogwarts is shown to us from a very good side, after all, we look at it through Harry's eyes, and for him, as well as for Voldemort, the castle has become a real home. In fact, it is not such a place. There are teachers who have no qualms about singling out their favorite students and taking points off other students for no reason. Bullying and harassment from Harry's father and his son, and the Forbidden Forest, from which you may not get alive. Life-threatening incidents happen in lessons, and even in ordinary life. Remember the death of Crybaby Myrtle. And we're not talking about Umbridge's reign in Part 5 and the Death Eaters in Part 7, when the Rosita spell could be used on students. And there's a lot wrong with the magical world itself. Some wizards are enamored with outright Nazi ideas, and many kinds of magical creatures are notoriously oppressed, such as elves and goblins, for example. But where do wizards work after graduating from the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry? There are no exact figures, but about 1 in 10 witches and wizards to some degree. And if we count not the hypothetical inhabitants of the world, but the people who are mentioned in the story, we get 1 out of 2. The rest either teach at Hogwarts or open their own business, like the Weasley brothers, or go somewhere else, like Charlie. Thankfully, the magical world is very small, so apparently there is enough room for everyone. What other traits and characteristics does J.K. Rowling's world have? Some events in the expanded universe take place around the same time as similar events in the Muggle world. For example, Gellert Grindelwald's rise to power directly coincided with the rise to power of Adalrand the Squibbright's marches took place in 1968-69. Just as the civil rights movement rocked, the Deathly Hallows symbol is suspiciously similar to the Illuminati symbol. It was originally a harmless symbol that was adopted by visiting adherents, Gellert Grindelwald and Albus Dumbledore, as a symbol of their movement to enslave in both. Many works of art in the magical world are magical in origin. In particular, photographs and paintings are animated to the point of being sentient. The people in them can talk and even inhabit other paintings. The degree to which they interact with the real world depends on the power of the wizard or witch depicted in the painting. In the magical community, this is accepted as fact, which is why Ron is so surprised when he sees a sports poster brought in by Muggle-born Dean Thomas. One of the most striking portraits is of the Bleak Lady who acts as an usher in the Gryffindor dormitory. Spells are divided into 3 levels of difficulty. First, wizards must perform a wand movement and clearly pronounce the name of the spell. In the 6th year, they are taught to cast spells non-verbally but still use their wands. Prominent wizards such as Dumbledore and Voldemort show how they cast spells non-verbally and with a wand. The implication is that it takes a tremendous amount of practice and magical talent to perform such an action. Between the 1st and 2nd levels, practice can also help reduce your spellcasting time, as the more often you use a spell, the more familiar the wand movements become. Some spellings are real Latin, others are Latin improperly conjugated for the purpose, and some only vaguely resemble real Latin. Accio, Crucio, Reparo, etc. are all proper Latin spellings that simply describe the action of the spell using the first-person singular form of the corresponding verb. I torture, I repair, etc. Expecto Patronum is authentic Latin, meaning I await my protector, putting Patronus in the accusative case. However, other spellings, such as Oculus Reparo, leave the object in the nominative case.
Hi there, my name is Tanya and I am the author of these video reviews. Here I publish my take on movies, TV shows, TV series and their storytelling. Subscribe not to miss new videos. See you!